And do you think so put yourself in a predator mindset if you're going down a suburban street and you see that the windows are boarded up?
Yeah.
Is that a sign that this is the weak gazelle, or is this somebody who's
no? That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a very good idea because I know good people. I say good people. I know normal, fairly well-adjusted people.
Well, you know some good people.
I do. Yes.
At least a few good people.
A few good men.
You know two.
I know at least two. I'm thinking of one person in particular who is a professional, but when he was in school for his profession, I mean, he went to chiropractic school, so that kind of tells you a lot of what you need to know.
Geez.
Yeah, and him and but here's something to keep in mind.
No, he makes a ton of more money than doctors do.
Yeah,
A ton more.
But
Chiropractors are legit.
It
bro.
was him and a bunch of his veterans, and they had survived Hurricane Ike. This was in Houston, and he used to brag about how like their plan. These are veterans, these are guys that you're supposed to praise, as demigods, as perfect patriotic specimens.
Yep.
And these guys all had a plan to be marauders.
Should have shown them some love when they got out of the service.
Yeah, no kidding. And so you will have people who you think are normal, well-adjusted people, who maybe are pushed to really intense circumstances, and maybe they're not. Maybe it's just their MO that they're going to fall back on immediately because of their flawed, inferior moral character and their weakness, who will be marauders. And so things might look normal and stable, but you're going to have people rolling through your house, or rolling through your neighborhood looking for the easy targets. Yeah. So if you got some plywood, if you got some pallets, strip that stuff down and use it to board up your windows. You don't need those windows anyways. I mean, they're just liabilities. They just render your house porous,
Would you board them up on the outside of the window or the inside of the window? What do you think? Greg, what do you think? Would you, if you saw a house and the windows were boarded up from the outside versus the inside?
The inside would be more secure,
but
the outside would
look more intimidating.
Well, yeah, it sends a message. So maybe do both if you got enough wood.
Dude, what do you do to prepare for big? There's no prepping for that.
Right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You push your wife and kids out the door and say, "Just take them."
Yeah. Yeah. Here, take my young daughters instead.
Yeah.
You pull a lot.
There you
go. I'm tapping out.
At that point. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So, best thing for outer perimeter is probably signs that you are not weak prey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But signs, let's talk about signs, because if we want to put signs on our perimeters, the federal government is,
I think
outrageously overreaching. So, if you put something out there that says, if you loot, we shoot.
You loot, we shoot. Yeah.
Right. And then you shoot because somebody invades your property.
Yeah.
They can use that against you, So you got to be smart. You got to be careful.
Severed heads of anything you kill.
Oh, there you go.
Anything.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's not going to matter.
Just human heads.
Yes. I mean, whatever.
Ooh, nice.
At that point, if it's that unstable, rule of law has gone away. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. So you need to send a message.
I'm saying the rule of law now, if you have a sign that says, if you loot, we shoot. In America.
In America, honest,
And then somebody tries to, loot your property.
Yeah.
You shoot, and you have that sign.
Yeah.
The state can use that against you.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. They'll use that to say that you were trigger happy and hoping to commit violence.
But you were looking.
You wanted it. Yeah, you wanted it.
It seems like there are phases of, the shit hitting the fan.
You really have to be careful about what
There's the current state.
Flags you fly. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The signs you put out, the indicators that you're willing to do violence to protect yourself. But like right now, there's the current society, then there's society under martial law.
Yeah.
Then there's a collapse of society, and the military still trying to maintain control or order. And then the next level is there is no military. There's no law and order.
It's anarchy.
It's the marauder season because they're going to organize. They're already organized right now.
Yeah.
Those bands already exist. Those tribes exist.
And I got news for you. The cops are going to be every bit as bad as the marauders because they're going to be marauding too. I mean, my buddy did talk about that like the cops in Houston, the cops were looting the Walmart. They weren't protecting the Walmart.
Wow, dude.
They were looting the Walmart.
Wow.
So this whole fetishization of law enforcement and military of these people as being moral entities by simple virtue of the fact that they're wearing a badge or a uniform is a complete fantasy.
Right.
I mean,
100%.
there are good people, obviously, who are who would take a stand, but you're going to follow orders. If you're in the military, you're going to be a good trooper and you're going to follow orders. And if you're in law enforcement, you're going to make sure that you go home that night.
Yep.
And you will.
You're going to protect your pension.
Yeah, and you're going to if pensions even exist at that point.
Yeah.
But they'll flex. They'll flex their authority. They'll flex their power because violence is power, and the ability to commit violence is really the only power that really matters when all the paper gets burned.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yep. So let's say we've survived somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Martial law, marauders, and the occasional urban survivor that's wandered onto your property. Let's say we're past all that. What do we do then?
Think local, act local.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And I mean, they talked about that actually in the book World War Z is really good. And it actually is, weirdly enough, a pretty good predictor of how a lot of this works. And in the book, they lose a lot of ground. They have to retreat west of the Rockies. But eventually, they reorganize, restructure, and they start a slow march towards the East Coast. Just mile by mile, And they talk about how they encountered pockets of human resistance, along the way of like camps and outposts and little fortresses and places where like these people had survived on their own after they had been abandoned by their government, and the government would come back and try to like say, hey, we're back and we're reclaiming this land for America and, welcome back. And sometimes these people would say like, no, you're not. Because you abandoned us, we don't need you, That's something that probably would really happen. And by the way, the end of that story is another like Waco. The government says,
no, we're back and we're taking it.
We're back and we're taking it. And I think the line from the president in that was, I want these
very
people...
Lincolnian.
Yes, I want these people dealt with swiftly and as quietly as possible.
I just had a great idea for a book.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me with this. The Pirate's Survival Guide, meaning how to survive the apocalypse using the survival strategies of pirates from the Golden Age.
That's awesome.
How to dry and salt meat.
Yeah.
How to preserve water.
Yeah.
How to find, how to find fruit and resources.
How to fend off scurvy.
Yeah. How to keep your party happy.
Yeah.
From mutiny.
Isolation.
Plus, some sort of
how to drill,
some sort of agreed upon code of conduct aboard a ship. Maybe even, and you think about the apocalypse happening.
That's a good idea.
If you live close to the coast, you might want to get offshore for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you survive at sea?
Yeah,
you know, for long stints. How do you navigate?
Yeah, what kind of fishing supplies
That'd
do
be
you
a cool
need?
book.
Navigation.
I think about all the different survival guides, the ultimate survival guide. How to survive in the woods. Like all of these books out there. There's nothing like from a when you think about what pirates did during the Golden Age, they had no support. They had to find their own resources at sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be an interesting book.
That's a good idea.
That'd be an interesting book.
Well, that's a good idea because there's a lot of people who really will probably like along the coast, who will do that. They'll go out to the Gulf of Mexico. They'll go down to the Florida Keys.
People with sailboats are set up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because the gas is going to run out.
Yeah. No, I changed my mind. I'm moving to Florida.
Let's go. Let's go. Florida man. Let's go back.
Florida man. Lead us home.
Take us home. You are our apocalypse Moses. Take us to the promised land, baby.
Florida Gandalf. Thy staff and thy rod. Old Glamdring Greg. I'm old Greg.
I'm old Greg.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's a good idea, Nick. Yeah,
I like that idea.
yeah.
I think I could go somewhere.
A pirate's
I love
guide
you
to
know
the
I love
apocalypse.
pirates. Yeah, I love that whole age.
Yeah,
The golden age of piracy, the golden age of sail.
a pirate's guide to the apocalypse. How to Blackbeard your way through the end of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I'm loving to see the ideas already. All right, we'll collaborate on that.